What's up guys, welcome back to another video here at G Academy, and today we'll be going through standard form. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I promise you it is this easy. Our learn outcomes for today is to understand what standard form is, along with how and why it is used in maths. It is also to solve standard form exam questions and to know how to use a calculator. So, what is standard form? Standard form is a special way of writing numbers of a large quantity, or small quantity, which helps us easily compare and work with. In standard form, numbers are written as a multiplication of two parts, a number between 1 and 10, and a power of 10. In this lesson, we will practice solving standard form exam questions and to use our calculators to answer them. Now let's have a look at an example of standard form. Standard form, or you may see it as standard index form, is a system of writing numbers which can be particularly useful for working with a very large or very small numbers. It's based on using powers of 10 to express how big or small a number is. Standard form is written in the form of a times 10 to the power of n, where a is a number bigger than or equal to 1 and less than 10. And this number can be positive or any negative whole number. N can be any positive or negative whole number as well. For example, 3 times 10 to the power of 12 is 3 followed by 12 zeros, and 3 times 10 to the power of minus 3 is 3 zeros followed by a 3. Once again, it's that time to have a go at some Maths Genie exam questions. You won't need a calculator until you get to the last set of questions. Have a go, pause the video, and unpause when you've done. So, in our first question, we're asked to write 1.2 times 10 to the power of 5 as an ordinary number. Here, simply imagine a number line going as tenths, hundredths, thousandths, tens of thousands, and so on. So we need to move one along that scale to the left, and we move it 5 places. So our final answer will be 120,000. See, we're followed by 4 zeros here, not 5 zeros. Make sure you don't make that mistake, because it's 1.2, meaning 2 is after 1. So if it was just 1 times 10 to the power of 5, then you're followed by 5 zeros. But that 2 is taking the place of one of the zeros. So make sure you don't make that mistake. Because if you wrote 1.2 followed by 6 zeros, that would be times 10 to the power of 6. Part B of the question says, write 0.003 in standard form. This is an example I used before. So it's simply 3 times 10 to the power of minus 3. In our second question, we're asked to write 42,900,000 in standard form. Now it will simply get us to 4.29 times 10 to the power of 7. Part B of the question, we're asked to write 3.61 times 10 to the power of minus 3 as an ordinary number. So here we would write 0.00361. When you have a minus number, make sure that 0 point and then you're followed by your other 2. Make sure you don't do 0 point then 3 zeros. It's just how many zeros are in front of the numbers. Now in our third question, we're asked to write 9.516 times 10 to the power of 6 as an ordinary number. And that simply gets you to 9,516,000. Part B of the question, we're asked to write 0.0724 in standard form. And that simply is 7.24 times 10 to the power of minus 2. So part C of the question asks us to calculate 8.694 times 10 to the power of 2 divided by 6.21 times 10 to the power of minus 3 to give that answer in standard form. First, let's calculate this in our ordinary form, just so you can visualize it. I know you use a calculator, but the calculator doesn't show you the steps. So we convert it into normal form, we get 869.4 divided by 0.00621. And then when you put this in your calculator, you get 140,000. And that in standard form is 1.4 times 10 to the power of 5. Now let's quickly have a look at the ins and outs of standard form. With standard form questions, you may be asked to work them out with or without a calculator. If it's on a non-calculator paper, the numbers will be easily multiplied or divisible by each other, meaning if you get an obscure number, something has gone wrong. On a calculator paper, however, they can use any numbers possible. And remember, when using your calculator, put brackets around your numbers in standard form. as some calculators will give you a syntax error or give you the wrong number, as follows BizMaths. Also, did you know you can use a calculator to transfer any number into standard form? Let me show you how. As you can see, this is a calculator you use when you're doing your GCSEs. But some of you may know that you can use this calculator to work out numbers in standard form and to transfer them from ordinary into standard form. For example, if I had a bunch of numbers in here, then I press equals. Then I press this little button here called ENG. It gives my answer in standard form in intervals of powers of 3. If I press ENG again, it goes to 3 when it was 6. Do it again, it goes to the power of 0. This is a brilliant way. Say if I write 9 million in here, press equals, then the ENG button, it will tell me 9 million is 9 times 10 to the power of 6. Say if I ended up having 900,000 though, it would say it's 900 times 10 to the power of 3. Then you just simply minus the 2 zeros onto the other side, so it's 9 times 10 to the power of 5. And that's a brilliant way. Say, if you've got an ordinary number at the end, you need to put in standard form, put the ordinary number in your calculator, press equals, then the ENG button, and you get a close enough estimate of what the number would be in standard form. Now it's time to have a go at some more exam questions. Have a go, pause the video and unpause when you've done. By the way, question 12 and 14 you should be able to do without your calculator. So, in our second question, work out 0.03 times 0.02 divided by 0.008 and give your answer in standard form. So first, let's write our answers in standard form for our working out. So we do 6 times 10 to the power of minus 4, because that's what 0.03 times 0.02 is, then divided by 8 times 10 to the power of minus 3. This then gives us 0.75 times 10 to the power of minus 1. It's not in its proper standard form, don't worry. But as we've used before, with our indices laws, division means minusing the number when working with powers. So then we do 6 divided by 8, which gives us 3 over 4, which is 0.75. Then it's minus 4 minus minus 3, which is minus 4 plus 3, gets us to 10 to the power of minus 1. At 0.75 times 10 to the power of minus 1 in standard form is 7.5 times 10 to the power of minus 2. In our third question, work out 3.744 times 10 to the power of 9 divided by 2.4 times 10 to the power of 5. Give your answer in standard form. This gives us, in its normal form, 15,600, and then that in its standard form is 1.56 times 10 to the power of 4. In our final question, this can be done without a calculator, so don't use it, because this may be on a non-calculator paper. Work out the value of 5 times 10 to the power of 3 times 6 times 10 to the power of minus 7. So first we do 5 times 6 gives us 30, and then we do the power of 3 plus the power of 7, which gives us 10. So we get 30 times 10 to the power of 10. Now, as we've got 30, this is the number bigger than 10. So we need to put it down in standard form. So in standard form, it's 3 times 10 to the power of 11. Now have a go at some of the hard exam questions you're probably asked on standard form. Have a go, pause the video, and unpause when you've done. So, in our first question, the area of Australia is 7.7 times 10 to the power of 6 kilometers squared. The area of Cyprus is 9.3 times 10 to the power of 3 kilometers squared. Work out how many times larger Australia is than Cyprus, and give your answer to the nearest whole number. So here, use your calculator, because these are big numbers and they won't give you nice numbers. 7.7 times 10 to the power of 6 divided by 9.3 times 10 to the power of 3 gives us 827.956. And to the nearest whole number, that is 828. In our second question, the area of the Pacific Ocean is 3.61 times 10 to the power of 8 kilometers squared. And the area of the Atlantic Ocean is 8.51 times 10 to the power of 7 kilometers squared. Find the total area of the Pacific Ocean and the Atlantic Ocean. Give your answer in standard form. So here, we're adding both the areas together. So we do 3.61 times 10 to the power of 8 plus 8.51 times 10 to the power of 7. And this gets us 446,100,000. And that, in standard form, is 4.461 times 10 to the power of 8. Finally, for our third question, the distance between Earth and Mars is 78 million kilometers. The speed of light is 3 times 10 to the power of 5 kilometers per second. Calculate the time in seconds it takes for light to travel from Earth to Mars. Give the answer in standard form. When you're doing physics, you'll generally be asked standard form questions about the speed of light and distance. So make sure you do this question, because this will come up in other subjects. As we know with our speed, distance, time is distance divided by speed. So we do 78 million divided by 3 times 10 to the power of 5. Now we can cross cancel some of the zeros out, and this gives us to 780 divided by 3. And that gives you the answer of 260. So a second is 260 seconds, but this is not in standard form. So now we write 2.6 times 10 to the power of 2. And that's your final answer. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of today's lesson. I did say it wasn't that easy. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.